It's been a little bit of a while, so why not return with something of a important song? Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where the unexpected had occurred in a way that I could have kicked myself for not having predicted. On August the 10th, that being the date of 8/10 in Japan, also phonetically readable as hato, hato being the Japanese word for pigeon, CLUPPO dropped a follow-up song to their April Fool's debut, Peace and Love. This song, Flapping Wings, came fully loaded with music video, pigeon references, and no shortage of enthusiasm. See, I have been comically apologising to every pigeon I saw since my previous review of Peace and Love because I frankly found it a little bit underwhelming. Don't kill me, for a side project of one of the most exciting rock bands, if not the most exciting rock band of our time. The work of planet-sized personality Miku, who happens to speak entirely from the perspective of a pigeon whilst dressed as a maid. Look, anyway, I'm not going to totally recap my review. You can go and watch it and I'll link it below if you want to, but it just felt like the song was probably a surprise for band-maid hard rock fans, but to anyone with even a small collection of pop rock, it was rather by the numbers. I mean, charming, fun, semi-catchy, but immediately forgettable. And given all the things I said about the artist just now, you can see why this felt particularly like a missed opportunity, or maybe just a bit underwhelming. Flapping Wings, however, is an entirely different creature. Well, still a pigeon, but fully invested in its pop persona, rejoicing in being a side project and flamboyant from start to end. Flapping Wings can't be said to be complacent. At its best, this gives the song an engaging array of sounds that are sort of onomatopoeia shorthand for playfulness. With a string and keyboard riff up front, double-time beats playing over half-time beats, and background sounds ranging from tubas to beatboxing. It's just kind of going every single direction. At its worst, I can see that this maybe would appear a tad messy, mixing so many elements that the volume levels will always stir a sort of subjective opinion from various people who want to hear certain sounds louder than others. That said though, the charm and sheer enthusiasm wins out in the end here. There is a type of studio session that leads to songs like this. The type of session where every idea you come up with leads you to want to add more and more sounds, leads you to want to experiment, keeps you awake for hours with a smile on your face as you add things you would have never have expected a couple of hours earlier. A creative joy of the song, and it just kind of overflows, encapsulates both the writer and I think pours down to the listener as well. However, there's another important pop credential that Flapping Wings achieves, in my opinion, over Peace and Love. Whereas Peace and Love's chorus was initially likeable but never seemed to register as particularly memorable, Flapping Wings' chorus is actually a bit of a grower. On first listen, it has the hallmarks of the same writer and doesn't exactly assert itself as an earworm, so much as just charmingly interesting as a melodic flow. However, after 3 listens, I was finding myself easily singing along each time, and it only got better from there. Part of this may be down to the song's twists and turns, going through many build-ups, and certainly it places the hook on a more interesting pedestal, but ultimately, I just think it's better written. The chorus, the arrangement, the whole song. Yeah, I know it does get into a slightly more messy place, but I think that it is a very well arranged song. There's so much going on here. Now, Peace and Love didn't do anything wrong, to be fair, and being a simple pop rock song is no crime in my eyes, but simple pop rock songs must be notably catchy to make up for their ubiquitous nature and inherent lack of complexity. Blink-182 managed to succeed where thousands of pop bands failed, pop rock bands, by mixing engaging stage personas with catchy as hell songs, often with head-turning lyrics. However, even then they had to change their genre after a few albums. This same could be said actually even for 60s rock and roll, another mostly simpler time focusing on catchiness, where for every Waterloo Sunset or Let It Be, there's a million forgotten vinyl recordings that were perfectly fine, but not catchy enough quite to stand the test of time, nor their peers. However, by Flapping Wings leaning into full-on pop and away from pop rock, CLUPPO have gained access to all the maddest sounds and techniques pop offers. Flapping Wings is what I wanted from day one, to be fair. It's about as different from the hard rock masterclass of band-maid as music probably could be. It features synthetic sounds and programmed production. It presents a sound that would be very hard to duplicate accurately live, at least a live version certainly would be interesting, and hence it is actually a real studio song, but mostly it does it proudly, unashamed, and without CLUPPO sounding like tourists in the genre so much as a fine example of it instead. That contrast is a fantastic thing, and yes, I understand that Peace and Love may well function as a very nice bridge between what we're used to from Miku and this more extreme contrast. However, if that was the road, this is the prize at the end of it, and I can't wait to see what more they might produce. Thus, it's that perfect contrasting and complementing companion to our beloved band-maid. So, today's metaphor. Well, Flapping Wings is like a really complex layer cake. It almost feels like it has no right working, but through a mixture of extravagance, mixed up ingredients, creativity and chaos, you get an almost overwhelmingly memorable taste. So there you go, and I look forward to seeing your comments on this video because all opinions about music are subjective after all, so share yours and let's get this conversation started. A big thank you to anyone who likes or subscribes or follows any of the social medias linked in the description below. An even bigger thank you to our Patreons who of course keep this channel running because no adverts, we're not monetized, and a final special thank you to you for making it through to the end of this video. So until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, ciao ciao.